Alright, good morning. Looks like we're about to possibly close above the overnight high here. Let me go for a retest. We're kind of rejecting it though,
Order submitted.
but there's the close above.
Order filled.
See if we can get this retest. So we're kind of struggling to make any progress. Looks like we make up like, we go break even there. There we go.
Target filled.
Nice. Good little win. Yeah, it's kind of struggling there for a second. We kept going up like 4 or 5 points and then going back to the red. But then we finally held above and we got it. So we'll take that. Now let's see if we get anything else here. Definitely got a solid little uptrend kind of here just on the larger time frame after we broke out of this chop as well from the overnight. So I imagine we kind of keep going up here, especially after finding that support off the overnight highs. Looks like we got another retest there. This one a little cleaner. Kind of cleaner close above. Came down, kind of bounced off the 90 MA and the overnight high. I mean, this green candle, that's what we were hoping for before. Luckily we still won our trade, but See if we build out like a bull flag or something here. Get a nice continuation possibly on this move. Looks like we definitely have potential. Yeah, definitely have some potential to keep grinding up. But definitely is showing a little bit of weakness. Up here. So let's see if we make our way back down and potentially go for some sort of reversal maybe. Try and maybe go fill that gap from yesterday. Yes, sir. Nice quick green in the morning. Actually, wasn't the quickest. It was a little stressful. I'm just kind of struggling to make any progress there, but then we finally made a little bit. One break even, and then we got a little push to take profit. It would have been a lot cleaner if I waited for the second retest here, because that sucker just exploded. But still a good trade. Nice and early, lock in that win. Definitely cannot complain. Took Friday off from trading. I can't blame you. I probably need to start doing that low key. Same with Mondays, but today's been alright, so we're chilling. 2 more days until payout for me. Let's go. That's what we like to hear. Duke made 2K on Thursday. Jeez. That's a lot, especially for like prop firms. That's like pretty nice. I think you did pretty well yourself. I'm trying to remember, what was Thursday? Oh, that might have been the day that I made like 500 on one account and then maybe some more on the other accounts. I can't remember. Yeah, I think it might have been something like 1K kind of overall. Oh, yeah, I might have had like 600 from one trade, and then on the other accounts I made 2 trades like this, so I was just under 500. So yeah, I was like at 1100 or something. And then I made like $1 on one account too. That was like break even. Yeah, Thursday was good. Trading small size too, not the normal size. Everything was just working. Well, sometimes that's like the best when that's the case, because you're like kind of playing it safe, but you're also just like winning. I think that's why a lot of people do preach like small size, just because like you can have days like this where you, with small size you still are able to make some really good profit. But obviously, if you were losing and it was going the opposite direction as far as like your profits and stuff. You're able to cut it off a little sooner without losing too much. Yeah, didn't expect this to be going up this early today. I wasn't really sure what was gonna happen, but after this like chop since like midnight, I kind of figured if we break the chop, we're probably gonna go that direction. Like if we break the highs, we'll probably keep going up. Same with like the lows. Like if we broke the lows, would have thought the same thing, but to the downside. But we still could kind of make our way back into the range and then go lower. I think it was like 80% win rate on Thursday. Jeez. That's killer. The 15-minute opening range is about to be set in the next minute. I imagine if we keep holding this current trend, might get another little retest off of it to continue higher. Woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. Jeez. Tired already. Yeah, I'd probably be tired too if I woke up at 5 a.m. I'm kind of chilling right now, but I imagine I'll be pretty tired here in the next little bit. But I also did not wake up that early, so I don't really have any reasons to be tired. Alright, I believe the 15-minute range is set. And now we'll see what happens. See if we reject off of it or if we go through it and use it as support the move higher. That is the question. Need a Chinese girl to massage me to sleep. Okay. I like how specific you were with that one. Not just any girl, but a nice Chinese girl. That's the secret right there. I'm gonna have to give that a try one of these days. A massage from a Chinese girl, specifically. See if it's life-changing or not. It's heaven. Good to know, good to know. We kind of closed above the 15-minute range high there. But only just barely, so it wasn't really like the best retest. And clearly this red candle is proving that. Yeah, we want to close a little bit higher with a little more strength above it, and then we'll probably go for that retest or something like that. Mention your trader, they love that. Ooh, okay. Like, oh, this guy's got some money. Okay. I never know what other people think of like traders. Because I know sometimes like I'll see like, you know, Instagram videos or whatever. And yeah, you like mention your trader and like, oh, like so you like make money. And like some people are like, oh, that's so super cool. But also like I know sometimes you mention like, oh, I'm a day trader, and it's almost like this kind of cringy like, oh, so you don't have a job and you gamble. So I never know like what other people think of it, like, because it's one or the other. It's never like in between. It's either, oh, so you're rich, or oh, you're a gambler who doesn't have a job. There's no middle ground. Yeah, most people definitely do not understand it. Yeah, a job is basically jail, or you can almost say slavery to a point, right? Obviously you get paid pretty well, but it's definitely not as good as you could be getting paid. It's like slavery with benefits. But what's funny is like I saw some video about it, and like slaves were expensive back in the day. Like you had to be pretty rich to own a slave. The only difference is like when you have a slave, you're paying someone for the slave, whereas now you're basically just paying the slave himself. But you're still paying like the same amount as far as like for an employee, basically. The difference is we just got rid of the middleman, the guy who was making money from the slaves. But that's true though. You make like 500 in half an hour, or in like 10 minutes, and then what else do you do after that? Gotta get a hobby or something, I guess. Something like that. Yeah, my goal would definitely be other types of businesses as well that I can invest my money. Because trading's great, but I wouldn't say it's like the long-term goal, if that makes sense. Because to some extent, like, it is. It's like I want to succeed at trading and I want to make a lot of money from it. But I'd say the more stable long-term as far as like stable income where I don't have to do anything, even wake up and trade, even though that's not like a hard thing to do. It's still something you have to do consistently every single day if you want to like make money. But the goal would be, yeah, like ATM machines, vending machines, or I was thinking more just like real estate, right? Apartment complex, something with real estate. Just bring in like a lot of kind of passive, for the most part, income. Like obviously it still takes work, but I mean, yeah, just using your profits and your payouts and money to invest into something a little bit more tangible instead of trading, right? But then I'd probably invest into like stocks and stuff as well. Yeah, real estate's not the best right now because it's kind of due, at least like where I'm living, like a 2 or 3 bedroom house, like literally like the almost cheapest house. Like obviously there's townhomes and there's like other studios and stuff that you can buy, but as far as like a 2 to 3 bedroom like actual house with like a little bit of a yard, you can't get one of those for like less than like 400K, which is crazy. Like how is a young man supposed to buy like a new home when it costs almost $500,000? But yeah, buying real estate, not like being a real estate like person, but like actually buying the assets. So we're definitely due for like a crash, which I think is probably a healthy thing for the market. So in that sense, it would be smart to like kind of wait a little bit for some real estate investing. But also, it wouldn't be like, it still probably wouldn't be the worst thing to do if you're just like renting, because I don't know if renting will change too much. It definitely could, but at the end of the day, if you like build like an apartment complex or some Airbnbs or something, and then just do like nightly rentals or even just like monthly rentals, get like $2,000 to $3,000 a month pretty with it with a couple units. I mean, that's just passive income, regardless of what the market does. As long as there's like a supply, right? As long as people are looking to rent. So there's that part to keep track of. But yeah, definitely overdue, and it definitely probably should happen every 15 to 20 years just to give the newer generation a chance. Why not taking this 15-minute? Dude, I was looking at it just barely and was kind of thinking like, does this count? But like, hold up. Like that's again, I'm not saying you're wrong. This is just me like not still like learning the process obviously. But this is like far. Like when it cuz earlier it was even lower because obviously it's gone up as this price has gone up. But hold up. The trading view, where is that? It's like 20 points. This is a 20 points away. Which on the NASDAQ is like a lot of points. Plus when price was down here, the EMA was like lower down here. So it was even farther away. Visibly anyways. And I mean, I could take it, but now I feel, the move's kind of, I should have taken the trade somewhere in here after we found that support, probably like 600, 603, and then we'd be up like almost 20 points. But I don't know, 20 points seems a little far. Like it doesn't really feel like we're touching it to me, but obviously I could be wrong. Like it almost looks more like we're just respecting this like 5 minute and then also this 5 minute gap as well. Because yeah, this looks a little cleaner. If I see this and then I see it rejecting off of it, that's a pretty easy trade. But the 15-minute, I don't know, it's a bit far. Because even now it's still like almost 20 points away from the bottom of the wick. Almost 500 followers. Oh, that's right. We got like 60 left to go. It's kind of crazy. Look where high the rule is 2 points above EMA. Yeah, I wonder what the... Because yeah, for the NASDAQ... Wait. Yeah, for ES, 2 points is the rule. But what would the conversion on that be for NQ? Because I doubt 2 points is the same as like 20 points, but I could be wrong. This is where you make your initial mark. Gotcha, gotcha. $8 points, give or take. So yeah, if that's the conversion, I mean, you can see EMA is at 72 right now. Bottom of the wick's at 88. Actually, we just jumped. So now it's pretty close, but that's because we got the new candle started. I thought I had the... Let's see. Wire transfers, yo, what's up? See if we get a bull flag here. Got 10 seconds till this candle closes. Alright, well it won't let me put on orders. Actually it is, I just can't see them. That's not good. It's not even volatile.
Order canceled.
Okay, they're all canceled. I was gonna say, it's not even like volatile. Why is it freezing on me?
Order submitted.
Could end up losing money again like that one day. The EMA reprints, maybe that's why the zone is a thing. If we continue higher, looking at the charts, that'll literally be the pullback. Okay. So I think I understand parts of it, but I definitely think there's a little bit that I'm not quite understanding. But just with like how the EMA moves and obviously reprints and stuff, because like again, to me, like 20 points away, that's not touching it at all. And for you to say like, well, in hindsight, well, now it looks like it's pretty close, and like that's true. But for me to trade with like the hypothetical like hindsight doesn't make a lot of sense. But at the same time, I can see why like trying to kind of predict that that's what it's going to look like and that that's the move being made also makes sense. Right, and then when there's a pullback, the EMA will move down. Yeah. So I think what you're saying is you kind of mark the EMA kind of where the high of the move is, and then when it pulls back, you try and like enter off of the high of where the EMA was, not where the EMA is.
Order filled.
Here's a nice little push up. Let's see if we get the fill here. Wasn't the best entry. Probably should have gone a little bit lower, but I wanted to make sure we got past the 15-minute range. Oh, that was close. Nearly stopped out on that one. Yeah, probably should have gone in down here a little bit more. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more confirmation up here. Thought we'd break these highs a little bit better. It still worked out. That was really close to getting stopped out though. Got a little lucky there.
Stop filled.
Break even's not the end of the world after that. Yeah, I think I see what you're saying. Because yeah, we're getting close to the highs now, and obviously if it were to pull back, the EMA is going to pull back with it a certain amount. So we can't expect it to just sit here at 87 as it pulls back to 87 if it were. Obviously it looks pretty close now. But even if we were to stay in the same like vertical area as this last candle, we're still like from 89. This fair value gap's making it really hard to see what's going on. Yeah, we're still down to like 72, so that's still like 15, 17 points. Just as far as like staying in line with the time frame. You have to live replay look at after this live. Yeah. Or maybe that's just where I need to find a way to put the 15-minute EMA on the 1-minute chart, because then I can just like see how close the 1-minute candles get to it and just like have that kind of zone. Since obviously having the 15-minute candles is a little bit tough. I gotcha. Yeah, market at the highs at the 15-minute, then look back to the 1-minute. So basically, obviously we're not quite at the highs, but we're pretty close. I know we were at like 88. So we marked like 88 and then switched to the 1-minute. You're kind of saying if we pull back into 88 or like 8 points away from it maybe. So maybe like 96. That would kind of be the buy zone. For both the EMAs, the longer the time goes, the EMA will slowly crawl up. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because it's the moving average. It went long at 25,640. It's not bad. Nice little pump there. It's like the bull flag finally kind of played out with another little mini flag inside of it. Something like that. Just a little stubborn there at the highs. Yeah, it definitely could be worth holding until kind of break past the 9 EMA on the 1-minute. Yeah, that was a good hold of the 9 EMA as well as the 15-minute opening range high. Yeah, very nice. Oh shoot, looks like you probably just got stopped out of break even then. That pullback was wild. Unlucky. Yeah, sellers came out of nowhere. They ain't messing around. Looks like we're still holding the 9-minute EMA though for now. Or 9. Not 9 minutes. Just 9. Just 9 EMA. That's it. That's all it is. Oh, never mind. Not holding or dumping. Breaking the trend. Got a date on this strat automated and it's doing well. I'm surprised. Okay. Like on the 15-minute strat with the EMAs. That probably would make it a little bit easier having it like automated with like just the EMAs and stuff. Just for it to have like those specific levels and like zones. Compared to like, obviously I just don't know like the zones and stuff yet. Because in my mind I'm like, what do you mean? Like, and then like if I don't mark it out, it's like, how am I supposed to know the high of the EMA was ever at like this level or not, you know? Obviously now we can see it went up to like this 90 area, but if I missed like the high of the EMA, it's like, how am I supposed to know, you know? Okay, it trades a little bit differently though. That also makes sense. Because yeah, that's the only problem with something like this. And obviously if it is like your exclusive strategy and it works, then obviously you watch it constantly. But yeah, if I'm like sitting here just trying to make sure I like mark out the high of the EMA, it's using 15, 9 EMA, using high instead of closes, and TP 75% of 15-minute ETR. Gotcha. See, I can like keep moving this up with the EMA for when it pulls back. But yeah, again, if I like miss it and then the EMA goes down, I don't know, right? I might be a little bit off. Might be a little bit user error potential. Okay. Actually, yeah, what am I doing? If I just make like a, what is it? A region highlight. And I make it like, what were you saying, like 8 points? Let's go 10. Make it simple. Yeah, let's do a region highlight. Put out the high of the EMA, I'll just move it up as price moves it up. That makes sense. That's not too hard. Because that's my region. That's 10 points. Which I think, yeah, like 8 to 10 points is probably similar to 2 on the NASDAQ. Again, yeah, I wish there was just a way to kind of see like where the EMA has been. Almost like a wick, right? I don't know if... It's obviously, with actual price, you have wicks to show where price was. But the bodies show where price is and obviously where it closes. But yeah, there's nothing on the EMA to show like where it's been or where it's that kind of stuff. I'm doing all my conversions from the 450 1-to-1 I did. Okay, yeah, like the risk, like it might have been 460 if I'm remembering the same thing. But yeah, like 23 points to whatever the points are for what you were saying. So yeah, if we get down to like 605, that could be a nice long. Also, it's not a bad bear fight kind of playing out. Kind of missed it, but also we're not really in the downtrend, so it's not technically the best. Looks like we're holding off the 5 right now. Yeah, not quite in the zone on the 15 minutes, but 5 minutes. It's not bad. Yeah, so here's that 5 minute. You may hold playing out very nicely. Yeah, yes, it's not quite recovering from this little move we had. Looks like it did get. See, this is definitely what I'd say, like, oh yeah, we're definitely in that zone. But some of the moves are definitely farther than others, which make it just a little bit tricky. But no, yeah, like the 1 minute, definitely not as bullish as NASDAQ. Looks like it's kind of trying here though. Just a little bit behind. Yeah, great move off the 5 minute EMA there. Yeah, it definitely seems to be a little cleaner. I could be wrong. But when we do like wick through the EMA like this, and then find that support above, it definitely seems to be like a lot cleaner, just like on the 1 minute. Because if we were watching it, we probably would have gotten in like around 620, possibly. I mean, that would have been like an easy 35-point move up. TradingView is doing a futures competition. Oh yeah, that's a perfect opportunity to prove that you're the best. I was excited and then I wasn't. Futures is 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. Yeah. Still could be fun though. Grand prize is like 8K for number 1. It's not bad. But yeah, you make a lot more money actually trading for like 25 days. Assuming you're like a trader and good enough to win the challenge or even get like top 10. But I mean, hey, $8,000 bonus ain't bad. As long as it's not like too much harder or like if it doesn't change your trading too much. Because if you're just doing what you're already doing, it's like, why not, enter and win? But obviously, if it's like mentally straining, maybe it's not worth it. Right, I have to trade like all day. Like, for me, that would be mentally straining. Probably emotionally as well. I try and trade as little as possible. I try to make money and then I dip. Right, like those guys just they ain't gonna stop. They ain't messing around. I gotta move my zone up. So that's where this might be hard for me is because I'm constantly like, it's like I'm trading the 1 minute. I've got some other stuff that I'm typically looking for. If this was my main strategy though, it'd be easy just to like, just watch it and just be like, all right, move it up. Move it up. Get ready for that pullback because that could be like the only move that I really need. Omar, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Your drawings aren't chart linked. Maybe they could be. Because like I have different tabs. That's the problem. Because like I could like just switch my time frame down to the 1 minute. But like you see how like it lags and then obviously I have to like resize everything. To me, like it's just a little annoying. Also, you could say that that's just a minor inconvenience, which is like my own problem that I need to like just learn to deal with. So I switch like back to the 15, it just like lags and then I have to like find out where I am and everything. But when I have like different tabs open at the bottom, it's like a Chrome tab, like for Google Chrome. I just click on my other tab and it's just, I'm right exactly where I need to be, right? And it's fluid. I can just switch back and forth. And I can switch between like I just have like my other stuff like ready to go, if that makes sense. Whether it's like accounts, like if I'm trading a different account on this other chart, I don't have to like go in and switch my account. I just go to the other chart and trade my other account. And then also if it's like MNQ versus NQ, it's easier just to switch to my other tab instead of like going up and changing the like, oh, now we're on MNQ, I guess it's not that difficult. It's just I just don't like how it like resets the whole chart every time I change it. Instead of just like quickly tabbing over and then it's good to go. But obviously if I'm gonna be like trading more consistently, like a little bit of a delay like this isn't the end of the world. And it is nice to have everything on one chart. Yeah, just a little bit of lag, a little bit annoying. But then if I just like tab over, it's like, boom, I'm here, I'm ready to go on this account. Oh, dang, I kind of missed this flag. Looks like it would have been break even anyways, though. So, actually, I don't know if I would have gone break even quite yet, but I might have. The ATR is still not terrible, but we're definitely not moving as much as we were. Woke up late, missed the long. Well, luckily, there's probably still some opportunity left. We still have a good hour before lunchtime shop. Or maybe 30 minutes. Yeah, at least 30 minutes, possibly. But we are starting to range a little bit here towards the highs, so we'll see. Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to like link the drawings between the different tabs, because that would be cool. Carson, $90 for everything. Gonna feed him breakfast too for another 90. That's the rate. I'll have to start implementing that into my personal life. Like, yeah, that's gonna be $90. Sorry, but that's my rate. Ooh, still salty about that. That's understandable. I understand why you might be upset. Precaution, the other dude. Yeah, I forgot who the other dude was, but I'm sure I'd recognize him if he was back in the chat. Looks like the sellers might be trying one more time to dump back down. But also we're kind of just in this range now. Not the prettiest, not the worst. Does make it a little tough to trade though. Because yeah, these bull flags don't really work too well without the momentum, obviously. And so right now we're running out of momentum on the 1 minute. But if we can pull back to our, move it up a little bit. Pull that back down to the 616 area. Could be a nice 15-minute EMA test. Oh yeah, there was that one guy who like, oh no, that was Prakash. He was like, oh, I want like an algo or a bot, but he was expecting you to like do it all for him instead of like you teaching him how. And like I understand him wanting like to just like pay for the bot itself instead of like make it himself with your guidance. But I'd also agree that if you're buying like a bot that's already like done for you for your strategy specifically, that's definitely going to cost more than $90. No, yeah, like I looked into it a little bit. There's a couple people on YouTube, and they're probably scams to be honest. But like they still had bots that like would automate or semi-automate trading. But they weren't like specific to your strategy. They were specific to their own strategy, and they were like $900 or like 600. They're pretty expensive, and like yeah, like you said, if you're making a bot specifically for someone else's strategy, that's going to be a lot more difficult than just making a generic bot because it's like custom tailored to you. That's got to be pretty pricey because you can't resell that to people. Like you could, but for them to say like, oh, we have this strategy, this is Prakash's strategy that we're trying to sell the bot. Like you can't really resell that very well, in my professional opinion. I could be wrong though. I'm sure you could just resell it as some generic strategy that makes money, potentially. But the bold people on TikTok are selling for like 2K a month. That's crazy. See, that's wild. 2K a month is wild. I could see like maybe like, oh, $2,000 and I have a bot, like just as a flat rate, being like not the worst, most unrealistic thing. It's not something I would pay for, but if I could see someone desperate who wanted a bot, who was like a little bit naive as far as like algos and bots go. They're like, oh, I pay 2K and I get a bot that trades for me. They might pay that. But 2K a month is kind of nuts unless it really is like the best spot in the world and you're making like 10K a month. Because don't get me wrong, if I had a bot where I click turn on in the morning and I let it trade for 2 hours, and if I just did that every single morning and I came back at the end of the month and I made $10,000, I wouldn't mind paying $2,000 a month because I'm still making $8,000 at the end of the month after paying $2,000. That's a no-brainer. But that's only if I was guaranteed $10,000 a month from a bot, you know? People can lie about backtests or be honest, but it won't work as well in live trading. Exactly. Like, backtesting is its own environment already. And right, whether they fake the results or not, it's just still not going to be the same as live. Like, just with slippage and all those things, as well as just the actual performance that it does. That's true though. Even if it's not the best spot in the world, even if it is only like a 5K a month, you know, as you scale, you're able to make more money, which is the great thing about trading. Is it's very easy. I say easy. I'll say it lightly though. Easy to scale. Obviously, once you scale, that's where emotions and things. It's not quite as easy as it sounds, right? Like if you make $1,000 1 month trading, it's not like, oh, I just do 2 contracts instead of 1. Now I'm at $2,000 a month. Technically, it's that easy, but obviously, there's a lot more factors as far as market volatility and changes in the market, as well as the emotional difference between trading 2 contracts and 1. 15-minute EMA bot is up 5.5k since November the 3rd. Geez, so like a week? Is that like 5 trading days? One ES long and short, so just like 2 trades. Dang. So that's something. Again, assuming the results are accurate and they're able to continue in the live trading environment. Those are some good results. Oh, it's okay. Hecka trades. That makes more sense. Do you just like leave it running like all day, or do you just leave it running for like the first 2 hours of the day? The prime trading time. I have it on Thinkorswim, but there's a limit to how many alerts you can have running at once. Ooh. I say there's no limit, but too many they stop working. Yeah, that makes sense that like too much is just like too much. Cause yeah, in theory unlimited makes sense, but then also sometimes the servers or whatever can only have so much like they only have so much bandwidth to give around or whatever, or other factors as well, whether it's internet, whether it's just computing, processing, whatever you want to call it. Because even like TradingView, like I have like the basic package that lets me use like 5 indicators at a time, but I'm sure if I like paid a lot for like what are some of the other ones like the let me explore plans. Let's see what we got here. Go to their website. That's not working. TradingView.com. I want to explore your plans. Alright, so yeah, if I get the ultimate plan for $200 a month, I can have 50 indicators per chart. I don't know who the heck needs 50 indicators for one chart. But I imagine if you have 50 indicators on your chart, it's probably going to lag a little bit or possibly not work. Anyway, it's just a fun example I thought of. So I'm running this bot using conditional orders instead of removing my other bot I set up. I just got to keep loading the orders up when they run out. It's 4 round trips per complex order. Okay, that sounds a little bit complicated, but I'm sure once you like know what you're doing, it's not too bad. I've also never used Thinkorswim before, so I don't know how that works at all. I've just used NinjaTrader and like Quantower, Trade of 8, those ones. Basically buy sell 4 times. Right. Kind of round trip orders. Order per bulk is 8. And the logic for the sells and buys are built into the trades themselves, so I'm just sending them. So it's like semi-automated, but you still gotta manage it, which makes sense because I think that's where some people get caught up on, like the whole, you know, the beauty of like, oh, I get a bot and it does everything for me. I don't have to do anything, right? But I think that's where there's a little bit of a trap because no trading is truly hands off unless you literally just like dollar cost average into Bitcoin, right? You put like a monthly buy on Bitcoin and you just keep buying more and more over time. Okay, it is fully automated, but I haven't set up the alert system for it. Gotcha. It sounds like it's going pretty well. You have to keep me updated on the progress with that. Sounds pretty interesting. Oh, I guess technically we're in the zone too. For the 15-minute. I'm definitely not as bullish as I was though. Maybe that's just me, but this 1-minute price action is not, it's not screaming buy, but we are pulling back to the zone and maybe it probably will bounce here and go up potentially. It is rejecting of it well. I guess I could throw on like for practice sake, right?
Order filled.
This would probably be the buy somewhere, maybe a little earlier. I might have been in a little bit late. What's the ATR like? A 38? So trying to do like the math here. 38 is like 760 or something like that. Aim for points if you don't believe in Momo. Yeah. So that's that, and I just need to do 75% of this. I'm just like trying to do the math. It's hard on. Hold up. NinjaTrader is so much, or not Ninja, TradingView, because you can set up like your risk for like 26 or like 38 or 39, and then you can just do like 75% of that. It's like 29 points. So I think that's technically like the idea. Maybe could have gotten in a little lower if we were quicker to it, but I think that's not a bad, like, just kind of confirmation that we're rejecting the zone. Yeah, because ATR is, what was it? 38 times 0.75. I just need to get a calculator out. I was like trying to do it on TradingView with like the position sizer thing, which that also works, but yeah, it looks like if I do the math, it's like 28 points, but you could just round up to like 30. Or just like at the high of that candle, 30, yeah. It's not a bad area as well. Looks like we are respecting the 9-minute EMA and going back down. So it might get stopped out here. This is how it's coming in. This also might be a decent confirmation that we are in fact going lower. Maybe getting some sort of reversal. Something like that. I don't know, it could be a good downtrend indication. Especially as we lose this support and possibly this one down here. Oh, we're below the 15-minute on ES. Let me see that. Oh, that's true. Below it and holding below it too. Yeah, we're still above it on NASDAQ. Because this is definitely where I'd say like, oh yeah, if we like bounce back up to 611, I'd be getting long for sure. But with just the divergence with ES, I might not trust the longs with this happening, obviously. Yeah, it does look like it wants to kind of go lower now. Still kind of rejecting off of it now that we've actually touched it. We'll see if that keeps up or not. Yeah, it's definitely ES. Looking very bearish. But yeah, nice breakout there, then the retracement like you're talking about. Good momentum for the downside. NASDAQ just a little bit behind because we didn't really get that breakout. Like now this is technically the breakout. And then we'll obviously see how it responds to the 9-minute EMA. Oh, there we go. We went right through it. So then this is where we'd be a little bit behind, but we'll still probably hold below it and then get that continuation down. Are you buying or selling today? Both. We'll see. So far, we've just bought twice. Break even on this trade and then 250 on this one. But now, with all these sellers coming in, I'm definitely down for the shorts. Yeah, hold up. I'm trying to debate if I want to get this a retest on the opposite side if we close below it. But probably not since we already tested it earlier during the New York session. Might not try my luck too much. Yeah, basically, let's see. That's kind of the zone. Which could obviously might change as we go lower. But then if we get back to that, go short. Could be the play, hypothetically. Luckily, I do got trading view open, so I can't keep an eye on the 1 minute for my other trades. We almost have VWAP, which I'm not a fan of shorting in the VWAP, but if we pull back all the way up to here, that should be fine. $521. Is that the target? That does seem to be the low. 521. Yeah, kind of low this range down here from the overnight. Yeah, this 15 minutes going kind of crazy. Huge sellers coming in. We are getting stuck at VWAP a little bit. Yeah, still holding VWAP. But we are watching the zone. I guess I could just enter off the zone because that would be what you would do for the that first initial order, the cheapest one, and then scale in as we kind of confirm it. Definitely could be on the table. Yeah, we don't have a lot of news today. So definitely yeah, it's a Monday. Mondays can definitely be a little bit manipulated. Not the easiest to trade. Not the most common with like trends or strategies and stuff, setups. Try to tell you. Try to tell me that it was gonna dump. You might have. And I'm watching this retracement though for the 15-minute. We'll see if we get it. While we wait for my normal setups. But this would make chop. I was gonna ask that. Because like it is good momentum down. But also the way we like closed above it. And then we've kind of respected it here. But then we went right through it. I would imagine that means chop. Especially if we zoom out, right? We have this big green candle. And then consolidation. And then big red candle. Right, cancels it out. So that would definitely be my analysis as well. Is kind of cancel it out and definitely could have some chop coming up. But also the 1 minute's still looking pretty nice. So I was hoping for like a bear flag here or something off the 90 MA to continue the trend lower. We did not get that yet. We are close to the 15-minute range low though, which could be a nice level to sweep and then retrace continue or something like that. And then we have the Asia high right here. Oh, I moved it. And then this is nothing. Then we have London low down here somewhere. The move could still happen potentially. Yeah, that's tough thing with trading in general. There's always the expectation, but then the potential of what actually happens. I mean, anything could happen. But avoiding chop is always the priority, I would say, for me. So I will keep an eye on it, see if the move kind of happens and if it's worth taking. But avoiding the chop is better safe than sorry, right? That's true. We could go for the gap fill, which might not be bad. Time to fill this gap at like 320, something like that. It is true. Good practice. That's why like, I am still kind of looking at it because like I'm not risking any money if I'm just kind of practicing. I mean, it is still good to practice how you'd actually trade it, but also as far as just like managing the trade, making the trade, and like having like the eye for it. Cause that's yeah, there's 521, like you were saying. But that's where there's a lot of value in back testing It's just like seeing the trades and the setups. But I would say that's still better to like forward test in the live environment. Just because you're in the fire, you're on the battlefield, and just being able to see and execute trades accurately, it's not as easy. It's not as easy as some people think. Exactly, you're still learning like, oh, this is bad, that's bad. Exactly. Oh, the Kamaria pivots. Leading indicator. Yeah, I remember you talked about those before. Well, so far, you seem like you kind of know what you're talking about. Oh, we're breaking this. Could be a good retest. This one wasn't the best close. This one's looking like it might not be either. Yeah. Not the best. Technically, it's a close below and a retest, but when you have like that, it's just not, it's not clean. Not quite for me, personally. Next day, the Maria is super far. I won't be afraid of those for a while then. 346. Yes, we got a couple hundred points. I guess just like 160, but looks like we are bouncing the Asia high here a little bit. See if we get a little pullback or something like that. Bear flag. No pullback here. You might be right, but you might be wrong. That's true. It is definitely most likely going to chop, just because like we were talking about earlier, that move up that we had, that was canceled out by this move down. It definitely could be going for the chop. Which means, unfortunately, we might not get any other opportunities to make super good money. But we'll see, we'll see. I can't complain too much with my 238 win. It's not terrible. Everyone that's getting chopped up right now is going to revenge trade. That is true. People are getting chopped up will in fact revenge trade, probably. I wouldn't say we're quite chopping yet, though, since we have made this nice move down. We did have like, I mean, we had these 3 candles that didn't really go anywhere, but I wouldn't really consider this chop just yet until we start looking like this, right? Because this is chop. But we did have these 2 candles which didn't really go anywhere, and then this green candle. And if we have another red candle back down here, that's definitely a little choppy, but definitely a little bit early to say that we're chopping just yet. Yeah, it is 11 a.m. So the midday chop is definitely likely. We are bouncing off the 9 EMA though, on the 1 minute. It's a little bit of a chop. Yeah, that's. I was gonna say it's kind of a bear flag, but it's kind of choppy. I don't know if I like it. But I definitely could break these wicks and go lower for sure. Like you said, down like the 460. Yo, keep buying. I don't know, man. We're just kind of dumping. There's the bear flag. Oh, that's not the right. There we go. Not the best. I guess it wasn't the worst either. A little consolidation with these wicks. We did break very nicely. I mean, that's a beautiful 30-second bear flag off the 9 EMA. Just a little, not the cleanest, right? It was kind of a chop and then breakout. But yeah, the market loves to kind of run through wicks and clean them up a little bit. So that's kind of what I was looking at, but didn't take it. Wasn't the cleanest with the wicks here at the bottom. So not too upset, but a little unfortunate. I just entered 5 minutes ago and stop loss hit. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Hey Alexa, what is catching a falling knife? That's funny, that's funny. Oh, here's a little pullback. Could be the pump. Or it could be another bear flag. We are looking a little about the 5 minute. Looking a little bullish on the 5 minute though. Definitely wouldn't want to short into this 5 minute candle. But if we get back down to the bottom of the bear flag, it'll look a little bit better. So we'll see. Buyer's looking a little strong here though. So the bear flag might not work out. Oh, we got 2 of them. Ooh. I mean, some reversals do make sense, but like, I don't understand their reversals. Because I feel like, I mean, definitely correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like they're just waiting for like certain levels and then they're just like, it's like, okay, we buy now. Or just like keep buying. Like at least wait for like this, right? We have like this liquidity sweep at the lows. And then we break the previous highs and then we retrace into like 50% of the leg. Or this fair value gap or the 90 EMA or something. And then find confirmation and then go long. So I understand how some people might be going long here because we're holding this level of support at 503. We're holding this fair value gap, and we're holding the 9 EMA. And we had this little like sweep of the liquidity, and then we broke this high, or whatever you want to call it. Like if we consider this the high, right? We took out the lows, took out the highs. I can see why here would be a good spot to buy if you're a reversal trader. And obviously, we got this nice little green candle, which is kind of confirming my idea. Dylan tapping in, welcome. Again, like I might understand like this kind of reversal. Right, we sweep the high here, we come back down here, and then we continue the move up here. But that's a lot different than what these guys are doing. That's what I don't understand, because these guys are just like, I feel like they're just buying. Me and reversals don't match unless I'm using my chop strat. Yeah, that's how I haven't been taking reversals very much lately, but if I do, I'm waiting for some sort of like confirmation. I'm not just buying like down at the lows. Like, okay, if we get to 420, if we get down to 420, I buy. I don't do that. But 420 probably is a good level. And that's true, with enough money you can DC into anything. And I definitely would argue if you have money, DC, like, that probably is one of the better strats out there. At least with like NASDAQ and ES, because they do go up. Even if you have like a whole year of like going down, it's probably not going to last more than a year. And if you just kind of keep buying at a better price, eventually, like over time, you're going to slowly just like make more and more money. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks. Dollar cost averaging. Low-key, I kind of want to try it on like a, just want like a propfirm account. Like maybe I'll get like a big one, like the 150K, and I'll just trade like the micros, just because I'll have like plenty of like room. But like if I just like buy every time we go like 30 points down, eventually we'll go back up. And if I'm just doing like the micros, I'll just like get more and more kind of micros in, and once we finally hit the bottom and go up, make some profit. It's foolproof. Literally the worst strategies. Don't say this stuff. No, what do you mean? What do you mean? This is brilliant. This market has to go back up, right? That's just how it works. So I keep buying, right? I just keep buying more and more. And even if we go down 300 points, I just keep buying, and eventually, exactly, I keep holding and holding, and eventually I go up. Diamond hands, baby. No, if I was trading, again, I would never do that actually day trading because it just doesn't make sense, especially with futures. But if I was like investing into Bitcoin, then that's a very valid strategy because you're just accumulating more and more Bitcoin. And then 5, 10 years down the road, all of a sudden you have a bunch of Bitcoin, and chances are the price is going to be a lot higher than it was 5 years ago, right? Right. So dollar cost averaging has a place in investing, but not day trading. Exactly. Long term, 5, 10 years, even longer. Up 86,000 on the year. That's pretty solid. It's pretty good. Now, before you give him $90, definitely buy a Funny Ticks account with my code, because then you get a free propfirm account. Well, not free, but you get a propfirm account and you support me instead of just giving him $90. But if you want to give him $90, you can do that too. But just make sure to buy a Funny Ticks account with my code first. Leduan Raffo, thank you for the follow. If you give him another $90 too, he'll wipe your butt for you too. So anything you want, he's got you for $90. That's his rate. Don't trade props? What are you talking about? Prop firms are one of the best ways to start day trading futures. Unless you have a lot of money. If you have a lot of money, don't trade props. But if you don't, trade prop firms. Take advantage of them. And get payouts. I wouldn't say they set you up to fail. I'd say they have rules that are trying to make... They're really strict rules. Which make it very easy to fail. But also, if you can get past those rules and get payouts, I think they actually make you a better trader at the end of the day because you are more consistent and you're still able to get payouts with strict rules. Exactly. They just weed out the unskilled traders. They make it hard. Like, it's not supposed to be easy because it is a good opportunity to make money with not a lot of capital. So I think they are they have a very good purpose in trading, but they're not for everybody. Yes, the rules are designed to make you fail and lose money, but if you are a better trader, the rules don't apply to you. They still apply, but you just don't have to worry about them because you're a good trader. So, right, they have to make money. And they make money with the fact that 99% of traders fail. So they're basically just taking advantage of traders who suck, but they're giving traders who are good an opportunity to make money with a very low barrier to entry. Right, you can pay $50 for a Funny Ticks account and get thousands of dollars in prop firm payouts, and you're only $50 in. So for good traders, it's amazing. Or for people trying to learn how to be a good trader, it's not a bad way to get in, get some blood in the game, right? Or skin in the game without spending thousands of dollars on your own live account. There are, and those people are, they're the problem, you could say. Because obviously those people probably aren't any different than people gambling. And they could fund a personal account. But I mean, that's the thing. If you're gonna blow $1,000 worth of prop firm accounts in a year, you're probably gonna blow thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars on a personal account every year. Like obviously, they're kind of just there to gamble, the prop firm accounts, and that's their own problem. And that is obviously how prop firms make money. But for the rest of us who are actually trying to be good traders and not gamble, I mean, the difference is I can, let's say like, trying to think how to put this. For a trader who's not a gambler, who's not just blowing up accounts and buying new ones, if I just like have self-control and limit myself to like one prop firm account a month, I'm spending $50 to $100 a month to potentially make $2,000 a month or more in payouts. I wouldn't say it's insidious, but I think they are. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like a, I don't know how to put this. Because I'd say casinos are way more insidious. Trading, they definitely could be taking advantage of like a little bit of addiction and a little bit of like, obviously the gambler's mindset and loser traders. Like they're basically taking advantage of the fact that 99% of traders fail. But I wouldn't say they're setting traders up to fail. They're just taking advantage of it. Right, and the gamblers are here either way. I'd say they're just making it easier for the gamblers to not lose as much money. Battlefield 6, potentially. I thought I need to stream soon, but also we could play some Battlefield 6. It's been crashing recently with like the newest driver update on my PC. I don't know if it's the driver or if it's Battlefield's fault with like the new Season 1 update. But it just has been crashing like after like 30 minutes of playing. So I can like barely get through a game before it crashes. Which might end the stream, but I'll still probably try it when I'm ready to kind of be done with the stream mostly. I don't think anyone's winning right now. We're just chopping. I mean, yeah, if you did bottom tick, you made a little bit of profit. And if you like locked in a nice like, 10, 20 points, you're probably chilling. But if you're actually trying to get like a decent move out of this, I don't think anyone's winning, buyers or sellers. Yeah, it's almost 11:30 in New York. So it's about that lunchtime. Sometimes the chop doesn't start till like 12, but we're basically there. ATR's actually not dying off too much, surprisingly. It's actually going up, which is kind of weird. Like the ATR that I'm seeing, it's a 19, which is like the high of the day almost, which is kind of weird because we're not really going anywhere. According to what I've seen, chop ends at 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's typically when, if I were to get back on and trade, like, yeah, 1 p.m. Eastern, that's when I'd probably try my luck again. I used to do that. I'd eat lunch and then trade a little bit more, but I found some success doing that, but also I found some days where I just give back money I already made. So I just started trading the morning because if I'm just consistent, only trade the mornings, I figured I'd see similar results kind of in the long run. But I definitely could be missing out on some wins for sure. Also, I just don't have all day to trade. It's a lot easier mentally to trade for a couple hours and call it a day. Spent a couple of weeks having my EMA strat getting cooked between those times. Yeah, it's there and it definitely could be tradable. But I'd say it's still not nearly as good as the first 2 hours of the New York market open. Rules to pass this funded. If you're talking about the ones I'm using, the rules are $2,500 profit target, which is one of the better ones in the market right now for a 50K account. And drawdown is $2,000 end of day. And then there's like a 40% consistency rule or something like that. So you just can't make more than like $1,000 in a day. But yeah, some of the better rules right now, I'd say. $2,000 drawdown, end of day. And then the profit target's only $2,500 to get funded. And I think you'd have to trade like 3 days. Maybe it's 5. Three or 5 days. But not too bad. Yeah, it's just 3. So yeah, 3 days. 40% consistency. Profit target 2,500. Drawdown 2,000. I'm down 50K. JK, okay. I was gonna say, you got a lot of talk for someone who's down 50K. what the rule is once funded. Once you're funded, there's no consistency rule, and you can take a payout every 5 days of $150 profit, but you have to reach the buffer of $2,000. So basically, you make $2,000 in profit, and then every 5 days of the $150 in profit, you can take a payout. Once you kind of get past that original buffer. So they're actually pretty solid rules. And the drawdown's still the same. It's $2,000 end of day. Not trailing. Well, it is trailing, but it's not live intraday trailing. It doesn't trail your unrealized gains. So end of day is really nice. And yeah, you just need the $2,000 buffer in profit. And then you can start taking payouts every five days of $150 profit per day. Basically, to have like that day count as one of the 5 days, it has to have a profit of 150. So yeah, definitely go to the website funnyticks.com. Link in the description. Check them out. Like I said, pretty good rules, pretty good propfirm right now. They've been around for just over a year, so still kind of newer, but long enough to definitely have made a mark. And they've proven that they pay out and all that fun stuff, so good firm. 35% off for new users, which is a really good deal. You can get like their cheapest account for like $55 for a 50K account. So yeah, definitely check them out if you're interested. Use my code, help support the channel. Still kind of just chopping around. It might be time to... I have to play a little Battlefield, perchance. Might give it a try. Like I said, we might crash. We'll try to make sure it doesn't happen. But if it does, I warned you. And you know that it's a possibility. Crazy inverted V. If you're talking about like this, I guess technically, yeah. Especially on the higher time frames, but on the 1 minute, it wasn't quite a V. I mean, we had plenty of like chop. We didn't get the best like kind of reversal move. But we did take out some of these lows, and we kind of broke lower without a lot of pullbacks. So in that sense, it is kind of a V, but definitely could have been worse. Now we're just chopping around. So probably not going to get too many other good setups today. But hey, maybe we will. Typical Monday action. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Monday is definitely not the best. Luckily, we got a little win and we avoided losses, which is very good and very important for trading. After it breaks your levels, I'm gonna sell. It's not a bad idea. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. If we either break up here, past the 15-minute range, or this high, kind of might be nice for a buy. But also if we break these lows and get out of this range, will probably be good for some sells as well, which I got my eye on. Kind of have a ugly bear flag here that could be playing out. 2 more days to pay out, be more conservative. Yeah, I'm on team conservative as far as game payouts goes. You definitely don't want to risk blowing up an account, especially when you get really close to a payout, because I've done that before, and it's the worst thing ever, trust me. I was like $500 away from a payout on like 5 Apex accounts. But I still needed like a couple of days to trade before I get a payout. And like, I wasn't smart, I wasn't conservative, and yeah. I won't dig too much into it, but let's just say we did not get the payouts, even though I was like 1 trade away. Had 5k in buffer, only needed 150 to get a payout my last day and blew it all before. Yeah. This sounds similar to mine experience as well, and I think we've all kind of been there at some point. Definitely don't want to overtrade and risk that happening. Even if you have to take a week off, like it sucks. I think that's where it can be tricky with like prop firms, is like you're so kind of maybe desperate for like, I need to get a payout, or you're like so close to getting a payout that you start forcing like things. It's like, oh, I only need $150. So you throw on a trade that's not the best because, oh, I just need 150. It's not that hard. And then you end up going straight into drawdown. It's like, shoot, I just messed up. And then you revenge trade and go even worse. Go more in the red. And it gets real ugly real fast. Oh yeah, that's the worst. At least it was like a 1 day. So I've had that where I was up like 4,500 or like 5,000 in like a week. And then I gave back all of it in 1 day. Like a week's worth of progress. Because I just like sized up and revenge traded. And that right there is gotta be like the worst. One of the worst things. What time did you bottom tick? Might have been like 9:05-ish if it was right here. I can't remember. Where my blue was? Oh yeah, like right here, the blue line. Yeah, that was like 9:05, 9:06-ish. You're welcome. Anyone know if schools are closed tomorrow? I don't know. I do have siblings though, so I can ask them who are in school still. Because it is Veterans Day, which typically, I think school might be out on Veterans Day. but I don't know. I haven't been to school for a little while, so I can't remember. And also, I thought Veterans Day was normally on a Monday, not a Tuesday. But I guess that doesn't matter. That's just my own curiosity. Is the market open? I think last year it was still open. It is a bank holiday on like forexfactory.com. But typically, I will say this, typically prop firms send out emails like TopStep or like Tradeify. Like usually I get an email from them saying like, hey, remember, here's like the trading hours, the updated trading hours for like Tuesday the 11th or whatever. So the fact that I haven't seen any emails from TopStep or a little pump down. Little bear flag kind of played out there. Yeah, I know emails from prop firms or even like sometimes NinjaTrader will also send like a little email just about like, hey, be careful. Market closes early tomorrow. Oh, that was almost a really good like flank, but then they saw me. I don't know how that guy didn't kill me. That guy was watching. There's too many guys just hiding behind rocks. No one's pushing. Tried my best there. Still holding the 90 MA. Making its way lower slowly and slowly. But yeah, if I had to guess, I think it's going to be similar to Labor Day. If any of you traded during Labor Day. Because Labor Day, there's typically not school. Right? It's technically like a holiday. But there was no like market closure or anything like that. I get traded pretty normally. It may have been like a little less volatile just because there's less people trading. And that's the only thing I'll say about like tomorrow. Is if people are like going on any trips or like leaving out of town or anything like that because there's no school. There definitely could be less traders just because of Veterans Day. And obviously if there's less traders, less volatility, less volume, right? I don't know how that guy knew I was there. I thought I had a pretty good flank. Anyways. Going back. There's less volume, less volatility. Oh, jeez. But not closed, and you could probably still trade if you want. It just might not be the best day for trading. That's the simplest way to put it. I'll probably still be here. I don't know, we'll see. I might change my mind. But right now I'm still planning on streaming tomorrow. But whether I take any trades or not is a different story. I definitely probably gonna be a little cautious. Might kind of be hands off tomorrow if I do trade. But still might trade a little bit. Gamblers are out. It's hard to gamble when the market doesn't move, so it's understandable. I mean, I'm kind of out as well. I'm still here, still watching it in case we get a little volatility breakout here, but yeah, not really going anywhere. Probably not going to get too many trades here, unfortunately. We'll play a little battlefield to see if anything changes. How's just someone right there? That's insane. Guy's just hiding in this bush. How long has he been there? Yeah, get wrecked, loser. Dang it. I got stuck mantling. You hate to see it. Looks like buyer's trying to push up here a little bit. Trying to get both those teammates finally. See if we can do it or not. Market, trying to push. Short. Could be. Looks like it might be coming back down now. I am in not the best spot. I didn't even see that grenade. I saw it like that at the last second though. We are surrounded. Oh, come on, get my gun out. Yeah, one of the things about this game that's not my favorite. It makes sense from like a balancing standpoint, but the fact that like when you're like crouching, you like can't shoot, or like you can't like put your gun away. Like if you're like this, you're just like stuck in the animation, which kind of stinks. There's a little pump. Alright, this game basically over. Looked like that body was moving for a second. I don't know what the bullet drop is. Probably not very much. Long? It's looking like it. Not really sure what the entry would be. Volatility kind of going down, but definitely getting a little push long. So kind of nice. Yeah, looks like I've got a bit of buyers finally. A little bit of momentum here. We also could just be getting back up here to kind of chop around a little bit. We have been chopping for the past like hour, But that doesn't mean we're gonna not chop some more now that it's 12 o'clock Eastern. Oh, I meant to switch. I don't know if I want to snipe on this map. I guess we might be able to. Why can't I duck? I was like spamming the button and it wasn't working. It took so long to crouch. Gosh dang it. Like I just appeared out of nowhere. Head glitch was crazy. Nice. I'm getting like a notification as if someone typed in chat, but I'm not seeing any new messages. Interesting. I say, like, I don't even see who's shooting me. Oh my gosh, got no cover. Crazy. Yeah, there's no way I survived that. Oh, jeez, maybe. Somehow I'm alive. The market's still going up. Go right through that EMA again. I swear I saw someone run up here. I hear the footsteps too. Oh yeah, definitely a strong longbow. Long move, yeah, yeah. Let me live, let me live.